The stage was set, the lights dimmed, and the familiar notes of John Batiste's old band, revived for one night only, rolled through the studio as the audience erupted into enthusiastic applause. Representative Jasmine Crockett, fresh from a viral congressional clash that scorched through social media and cable news like wildfire, stepped onto the polished wood floors of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert with the air of a woman unafraid of confrontation, unfiltered and unapologetic. Dressed in a sleek, midnight blue suit that made a statement louder than most political speeches, Crockett greeted Colbert with a radiant smile and a quick quip about the size of the chair. "Looks like you borrowed this from Jim Jordan's ego." Laughter followed, and Colbert, ever the nimble host, matched her energy with a pointed joke about the GOP's recent debate being less Lincoln Douglas and more WWE SmackDown. But as the conversation shifted from late-night levity to political intensity, the mood in Studio 54 subtly changed. Crockett, speaking with precision and fire, recounted the now infamous hearing where Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene slung personal insults under the thin veil of congressional privilege, prompting Crockett's now legendary clapback about Greene's bleach blonde, bad-built, butch body. The audience roared in approval, but Colbert, visibly uneasy, tried to steer the conversation back to safer territory, noting CBS's standards and broadcasting policies. Crockett, however, wasn't playing by Hollywood decorum. "I wasn't elected to be polite," she declared. "I was elected to protect democracy, and that includes calling out fascists in fake lashes and fascists in fancy suits." The audience split between cheering and stunned silence. Colbert nervously sipped his coffee, muttering, okay, let's not burn the whole Capitol down tonight." But Crockett doubled down. She challenged the media, including late-night shows, for platforming buffoonery in the name of balance and giving airtime to extremists under the guise of open dialogue. "You can't parody tyranny, Stephen. It parodies itself." It was bold, blistering, and unprecedented. Colbert, caught between admiration and damage control, tried to move to a lighter segment, a mock quiz about Texas barbecue and congressional hairstyles, but Crockett interrupted, shifting the focus to voter suppression, gerrymandering, and the unchecked spread of disinformation online. "We are living in a time," she said, her voice unwavering, "where people think a lie is a perspective and the truth is negotiable." The studio's control room reportedly scrambled, executive producers debating whether to cut to commercial. Colbert's stage manager flashed the red "wrap it up" light, but Crockett ignored it. She pointed to the cameras. "To every black girl watching, to every queer kid wondering if their rights will survive the next election, I see you. I fight for you. And I won't be sanitized to fit a late-night punchline." Thunderous applause echoed through the studio, yet Colbert leaned forward, his tone shifting. "Congresswoman, I appreciate the passion, but we do have a format to follow here. This isn't CSPN." Crockett shot back, "Then maybe CSPN should be on at 11:35. The moment was electric, and awkward. Colbert, now visibly rattled, smiled stiffly and announced, "We'll be right back," before cutting to a commercial with the smile of a man who knew he had lost control of his own show. Backstage, sources say producers told Crockett her segment was being shortened due to time constraints, though she had only been on air for 7 minutes. Crockett reportedly refused to return for the closing musical segment, citing censorship and hypocrisy. A CBS spokesperson later issued a statement about the need to maintain editorial balance, while Crockett tweeted a screenshot of the moment Colbert tried to interrupt her, captioned simply, "Too much truth for late night?" The internet exploded. Hashtags like #CrockettClash, #LateNightCensorship, and #LetJasmineSpeak trended within hours. Conservative outlets painted her as unhinged, while progressive commentators hailed her as a truth-teller silenced by corporate cowardice. Colbert's show issued a follow-up clarification the next day, insisting she had not been kicked off, but left voluntarily. Crockett's team fired back with a statement, "Representative Crockett doesn't walk out, she walks through." Think pieces flooded every media outlet from Politico to Teen Vogue. Media critics debated whether Colbert had mishandled the interview, or if Crockett had weaponized the platform. Some insiders claimed CBS executives held emergency meetings about editorial policy for future political guests. Others said Colbert himself was shaken, reportedly telling a friend, "She was brilliant, but she burned the stage down." In the days that followed, Crockett's supporters organized rallies, and memes of her scolding Colbert mid-segment lit up TikTok. Some featured her standing atop a flaming Capitol, others depicted her as a Marvel-style superhero called the Clapback Queen. Yet amid the chaos, the real question simmered beneath the spectacle: had late-night TV, once a haven for political resistance under the Trump years, become too safe, too sanitized to handle real dissent? Crockett, invited onto several other platforms in the days following, The Breakfast Club, The View, and an Instagram Live with Lizzo, continued to press her message: "We're not in normal times. So don't ask me to be a normal guest." Meanwhile, Colbert resumed his usual rhythm, subtly referencing the incident with a monologue joke: "I had a guest recently who came to do a segment and left having done a revolution." The audience laughed, but the undertone was clear. Something had shifted. Crockett, for her part, wasn't bothered. When asked at a town hall whether she'd return to Colbert's show, she replied, "Only if I get to write the script, and bring the fire extinguisher." And so, what began as a routine guest spot became a cultural flashpoint, a lesson in power, media, and the limits of polite conversation. Whether it was a clash or a call to arms, one thing was certain: late night would never be the same.